Okay, so today I'm going to be speaking with Jordan Goudreau. He's a three-time Bronze Star recipient for Iraq and Afghanistan. However, he's probably better known for his role leading, masterminding the failed attempt to overthrow the Chavista regime in 2020 in the so-called Operacion Gedeon, or Operation Gedeon. And he's been making waves amongst not just Venezuelans, but Latin Americans in general the past few weeks with some of the things he's been saying about some of the responsible entities, parties, people behind the failure of this plan. That's why I think it's important to speak to him. So, Jordan, welcome to the show and thank you for accepting the interview.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me. You come highly recommended, so it's natural.
Okay, so let's get straight into what people want to listen to. So, give us a rundown of what it is that you're trying to get out there currently, because I've seen that you went from a period of inactivity on social medias. Obviously, you were
Yeah.
dealing with everything that happened, the blowback of the failed coup attempt or the failed overthrowing of a regime attempt, I think is a better way of describing it. But since then, you were pretty much off the radar. And in the past few weeks, you've jumped right back in. And every few hours, I see you getting into a new Twitter spat with some other
Oh,
political figure in Venezuela. So just say, with your own words, what is it that you want to get out there at the moment?
yeah. So here's the bottom line, right? Like when this happened, let's back up to the macro of it. So when this happened, obviously we've learned a lot in the last few weeks about media and who funds media, where the money comes from, not just US based media, but international media. So we've all seen the USAID funded media publications. We've all seen the other, like for instance, the AP just came out and said, we don't take money from USAID. We are funded by a different government agency. So this calls into question all the validity of all the media narratives that the entire planet's really been watching for the last, oh, I don't know, few decades. So this plays a role into what we're going to be discussing. So does lawfare. And so if you keep up with, the United States news, which people in Venezuela probably do because there's implications for US news in Venezuela, you see that Donald Trump made an interesting he signed an interesting executive order. It's a lawfare or weaponization of the federal government to counter the weaponization of the federal government. So in the United States, the last 4 years, we witnessed as this had been happening time and time again to political opponents of Donald Trump. And so we saw that with the Russia collusion hoax, and we saw that with J6 most notably, and we've seen it with the Gretchen Weimer fake kidnapping and all of these things. And so in my case, and this is going to go into the lawfare part of the case, right? 4.5 years after this operation was sabotaged, and I call it the sabotaged operation. Because what Venezuelans don't realize, and most people don't understand, is how close this operation was to success. It was a breath away. Had it not been sabotaged by elements of the CIA and full-blown opposition government individuals who, I guess they wanted the USAID money more, it would have been a success, and President Trump would have had a victory in South America, a much-needed victory. So the fallout and the second and third order effects of the fallout from the failure of Gideon, we have witnessed over the last 4 years. Some of those would include a Brazil, a BRICS nation that has given away trade and obviously mineral rights to China. Uh, Argentina is now working with China. So we have lost, I guess, what the United States likes to call the Monroe Doctrine. We have lost a big part of what we want. We want hegemony in our hemisphere. We've lost that, all because you had a leftist regime working with a leftist CIA that wanted to deny a sitting president a win in a South American country. So that is the overarching theme of, and when everybody asks why, quite simply, this was sabotaged to, I guess you could say, deny a victory for Donald Trump, hurt Donald Trump. It was propagated through the mainstream media that we were all insane and I was a bloodthirsty mercenary, and the men who followed me to their deaths were horrible individuals. I would argue that they were patriots. I would argue that they were the best that Venezuela has to offer, the most courageous men and women that Venezuela had to offer. But I digress. They were demonized in the Venezuelan media, all the media outlets that support the opposition. Every US outlet demonized them. And the real question I have is why? Well, it's pretty clear to me why at this point. It's because the saboteurs needed to follow up the sabotage with a narrative, right? And we see this time and time again. This is how the CIA does business, right? I don't want to delve too deep into this, but I just want to leave that there. This is the overarching theme of this entire, I guess you would say, event.
Okay,
This
now,
is, yeah.
while I do agree with pretty much most of what you've just said, and I've been speaking out about this for the past more than 10 years of my life, it's also true, as you probably understand, that you could use a narrative in which one entity is doing things with their power that they shouldn't be doing, and because of that, everybody who has at some point been investigated or accused by that same entity automatically gets granted the benefit of the doubt of if they're actually guilty or not, even though maybe they are. So, for example, if you have a corrupt policeman or a policeman that once has been proven to have planted drugs on someone, then anyone who has at some point been arrested by that policeman, or anyone who has been in a trial and that policeman has been one of the witnesses against that person, now has the opportunity potentially to be able to appeal that conviction, because once again his credibility has been put into question. So yeah, the narrative is definitely there. However, the key facts about this operation is what I want to hear from you, because as you've said, the Operation Gideon, the narrative about it has been mainly propagated by people like JJ Rendon, people like Lester Toledo, even Juana Guaido, saying that he didn't have anything to do with it. There was never any contracts of any sort. So I do want to hear it from your own mouth. Now let's start with a proof. Contract.
Yeah, let's start there. Let's work backwards. Let's the quintessential question, the contract. Okay, this is how this breaks down in the media. My operation is sabotaged. They deny it. Oh, we didn't have anything to do with it. We don't know who this guy is. Rendon denies it. Guaido denies it right away. I give the contract to Patricia Paleo and I say, here's the contract. Publish it. She publishes it. Then they come back and say, whoa, wait a minute. We know about the contract and we were working with this guy and we signed it, but there was a clause in the contract that was a deniability clause. And people buy this bullshit, right? And so in the real world, like in life, there is no such thing as a deniability clause, right? This is not a movie. Deniability comes when there is a cutout. So in tradecraft, let's say, for instance, I'm working with somebody and I want the approval of something. I will put a cutout in so that there is plausible deniability. They didn't have that. They had their signatures on a valid contract with me to liberate their country. And what's more, it was videotaped. I secretly videotaped it.
Okay, so that's where we get to the actual proof. So far, what I've seen was a recording of some voices, one of whom I think does sound pretty much like Juan Guaido. You say that you're speaking on the phone with him. He says that he has a contract in front of him and that he agrees to it and that it's necessary. All this. I mean, everyone's seen that video. I'm going to link everything in the description of this video anyways, in case you haven't. However, there are a few things we have to go over. First of all, being purpose, then being authorization, then being backing. So purpose. In that interview you did with W Radio, you said one thing that I think some people would maybe take issue with, and that is that you did this for free, and not just for free, but actually taking money out of your own pocket. However,
100%.
However, the contract did state that you would get a $1.5 million retainer, and then you'd be paid in excess of $200 million upon a successful overthrowing of the Chavista regime.
No. So no. Let me back you up. Let me correct you. That's not what the contract says, because typically what happens is people don't read the contract. They read parts of the contract, or they'll listen to what the media says and then they'll regurgitate it. What the contract says is this. There's three parts to this operation. There's the first part where you do the catalyst. This is where you overthrow whoever it is that's in power. This is Maduro. The 1.5 is so that because what happens is the first time I started to do this, it was with Leopoldo Lopez and his guys. It was with Leopoldo Lopez, George Betancourt, and Lester Toledo. These guys, they couldn't get the contract done for whatever reason. They were, they just couldn't get the contract done with global governments. So when I start working with Guido directly, which, Leopoldo never dropped out of anything, he was always there. I put a retainer in there. I said, I'll do this, but I want 1.5 because I already spent a lot of money on the development. The first trip I went, where these guys were screwing around, global government said, oh, go ahead, just do everything you need to do, build your team as if the contract is signed. So I lost a lot of money. Do you understand?
Now, when was that trip exactly? The first trip
that's
that you
the
just
first
mentioned?
trip I went to Bogota.
Was that for the Venezuelan aid or was that a separate trip?
No. That was after Venezuela Live Aid. I'm not sure. It was
Okay.
maybe a few weeks after Venezuela Live Aid. So I do
Okay,
this
now
initial
I do
trip.
have one question about the contract. You said that you gave it to Patricia Poleo, with whom I have to say, you did an interview stating that Juan Guaido was the person who had made this contract with you and that he was the person behind the plan that had just gone miserably wrong. You did that hours after it had failed, which I think is a bit strange, especially considering the fact...
What did I say?
So on the 3rd of May, you appeared on the program of Patricia Poleo just a couple of hours after it was known that the plan had failed, which, by the way, again, we have to go into how exactly did it fail so miserably when 2 days prior, AP had reported on exactly what you guys were planning on doing. So we'll get into how you thought it was a good idea to even advance with something that had already been exposed. Yeah, okay. So
no, it was horrible. Let's get into that.
Now, so you're saying that there wasn't a promise of a payment in excess of 200 million in a successful completion of this contract?
Okay, so let's break it down. There's a retainer because like I said, I got screwed over originally. So I have the retainer of 1.5 so that I can at least recover what I had spent previously and finish what I need to start with this first piece of the operation. The 212 million or whatever, that was over the span of, I think, a year. And that was the second two phases, which essentially, when you flip a country, then you need to worry about the counter coup. That may be a couple weeks, maybe a couple months. And then you have the part where you have to restore order and bring about fair and free elections. Do you understand? So
okay,
there's three parts to the contract.
So what you're saying is that the 200 million were to cover pretty much everything that involved not just overthrowing the Chavista regime,
correct.
but also creating a new government and getting rid. Now,
Absolutely.
my question in that case, because it's the first time I hear you say that, is
it's in the contract, bro.
Okay, so another question. You said that you were going to give the contract to W Radio, did you? Because I didn't see them post anything.
Yeah,
Maybe
I sent
they did.
To them. I did.
Okay. Could you send it to me as well so I could share it with my audience?
You didn't ask, brother.
Yeah,
Do you want it?
I'm asking now. Yeah, of course.
Okay,
of course.
yeah.
I think my audience will want to see it.
Sure.
Now, a question would be, if you successfully had managed to overthrow the Chavista regime, they had fled, because obviously you said that you wanted to keep Maduro alive. So assuming that you had captured him, assuming that the operation had gone as you wanted it to go, at that point, wouldn't the Trump administration kick in and help you out? Because up until that point, you say that the reason why Trump. Okay,
yes.
so then why would the 200 million? So then why would the
it's
200
irrelevant.
million even
So
come into
this
question?
is what you have to understand. The 200 million is irrelevant. Everybody
it's
thinks
irrelevant. It's irrelevant in
irrelevant.
terms of the cost of setting up a new Venezuelan government after the overthrow of the chavismo. But it's not irrelevant. It's not irrelevant in terms of a small group of military contractors or mercenaries or security personnel.
No,
it's not irrelevant in that sense. Especially when you said that you'd done it for free and even taking money out of your own pocket. Then it's very relevant, Jordan. Very relevant.
Well, it is. But here's the thing. Wait. So tell me what you're trying to say.
So, if the money, the 200 million, wasn't actually your reward for a successful mission, it was to set up a new Venezuela. Mm-hmm. Why then would that happen rather than Donald Trump getting involved once you've overthrown the Chavismo, and at that point 200 million becomes just a drop in the ocean in terms of what it would actually cost to set up that hypothetical new Venezuela? The CIA and Donald Trump administration had even spoke about giving prepaid debit cards by Banco de Santander to Venezuelans after the Chavismo was to be overthrown. Just that would have been more than 200 million.
Okay, so you're saying why wouldn't Donald Trump just pay me 212 million?
No. Why wouldn't the Trump administration handle the basically restructuring of Venezuela after the overthrow of the Chavismo regime the same way that they've done in any of the situations in which America has intervened directly, and then they've just sent in personnel
Because
to
it's
fix
it's
the
not an
mess,
invasion.
basically.
Venezuela is not Japan. We didn't bomb it. It's not. This is not an invasion. It's not post World War II. Nowadays, things are done through companies, through contract companies, Raytheon, Blackwater. All of this is just how it's done. So I think you're arguing really semantics. Yeah, it could have been done. Donald Trump could have came in and did it, but I don't see the. I think I don't see the validity of the question simply because the 212 is relevant.
Intentionality is intentionality, because if you say that you did it just because you wanted to help the Venezuelan cause, which by the way,
perfect.
I personally don't care if you wanted to get 200 million or not. I mean, I've always said this, for the amount of money that the Chavismo has stolen and just has disappeared during the Chavismo regime, I really couldn't care less about if a group of mercenaries come in and actually do the job and get rid of them.
Let me stop you there. I'm not a mercenary.
What would you call yourself?
I'm not a security guy.
What would you call yourself?
Here's the deal. I paid my own money to do this. Not only that, the 1.5 million didn't get paid out. I got money from Venezuelans, fundraising from other people who actually cared about Venezuela. I'm not talking about the people who, say they care about it. I mean the real Venezuelans who actually care, who've had people in the helicode who've been tortured because they really cared about their country. And what's more is this is the part that really bothers me. 50 of my dudes, like my guys who actually tried to do this, who are Venezuelans, who are fighting for their country in Venezuela, everybody goes to these guys. Everybody, is so ashamed of these guys because the media told them to be. They're heroes. They're heroes in Venezuela. No, please let me finish.
I don't think that's true, Jordan. I think it's because the operation failed so miserably that it was even used by the Chavismo regime to sediment themselves into power even more.
These guys tried.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Okay, but that's the problem. You can say they tried. You can say they tried. You can say they tried. Jordan, you can say they tried.
Nobody has tried, except for us. The best chance
that's actually not true. There's a guy called Oscar Perez that tried before you, and he actually lost his life for it. He was on the ground in Venezuela, unlike you.
So how is it that he's a hero to everybody?
Jordan, where were you while the operation was going down?
We're all bad guys?
I'm not saying you're bad at all. I'm just trying to put the arguments that would be put against you by anyone who would be trying to look at this objectively speaking.
Well,
that's what I'm trying to do.
The argument that's been made for the last 4.5 years, and the only person defending my Venezuelans is me. The only person,
Jordan, but you weren't even in Venezuela while
Venezuelan
Jordan,
and prepped targets.
One second, Jordan. 1 second.
No, 1 second.
Tell me if this is a lie. Tell me if this is a lie. On Friday, 1st of May, 6 p.m. 2020, a boat carrying 11 men left the shores of Colombia bound for Venezuela. They had 8 rifles between them. 10 minutes later, a second vessel with 47 on board and just 2 rifles motored out into the Caribbean Sea. Reported by BBC. Is that a lie?
I'd have to go and look at the numbers.
I mean, if I'm telling you they had a vessel with 47 people on board and 2 rifles, would you need to look at the numbers, or could you say that sounds correct? And if it sounds correct, you basically sent your men, your Venezuelans, as you call them, with no rifles, Jordan, with no weapons, Jordan. So how is that you taking responsibility and protecting your guys?
Answer my question. What were they trying to achieve?
Answer my question. You're the mastermind of the operation. How do you send a vessel with 47 guys and 2 rifles to overthrow the Chavista regime?
What were they trying to achieve?
Once again, they could have had
trying to achieve.
Jordan,
you have no idea.
I don't doubt.
You have no idea.
Okay. Let's calm it down for a second. Let's calm it down.
CNN. You've read it in Telesur. You've read it in Fox News. You have no idea.
Okay. Now, that's why I'm speaking to you. That's why I'm speaking to you rather than just making a video about it.
Okay, let's talk. You're defending the prevailing narrative. We're all insane.
Now, you're conflating 2 things.
No,
First,
I'm not conflating anything.
Yes, you are. I'll explain how.
You're not giving me a chance to explain anything. I didn't get a chance to explain
Jordan, this interview can last as long as you want it to last. You're going to have every opportunity to say whatever you want. Trust me. I'm not going to edit anything out.
Well, can I speak?
Okay, but
If I can't speak, then
but
what's the
yeah,
point?
yeah, but you've
If
conflated.
you want to push your narrative,
Jordan, but
and
you've
use me
conflated
just
my
whatever,
point. So I
that's
want to clarify. I want to be very
Oscar Perez is a
specific.
hero. Why?
I want to be
Let's
very
clarify that.
specific because I want to be very specific because you're conflating my arguments.
I'm not conflating.
Two things
it,
can be true. You are.
How many
Two things.
people? How many people?
Jordan,
how
I'm
many
about to
Venezuelans
explain it. Jordan, I'm
have
about to
actually done
explain
anything
how
about
you're
this?
doing it. If you
Hands
give me a
up.
chance,
How
I'll explain how you're doing it, and then you can
chat have
speak.
done anything to liberate Venezuela?
I've just told
Hands
you,
up.
Oscar Perez, and he got
Is
blown
he in
up.
this chat?
He got
Where is
blown
he?
up, Jordan.
Where is he? He's
He got
dead.
blown up.
Okay, he's a good guy, right?
You don't even know
Why
who
are
he
my
is.
dead
You
Venezuelans
don't,
bad
you don't
guys?
even know who he is.
Why are my dead Venezuelans
Do you know who
bad guy? I know
Caguaripano
exactly
is?
who he is.
Do you know who Caguaripano is?
I know exactly who he is.
Who is Oscar Perez then? Tell me.
He's the guy who got blown up by the
How?
guy who
What did he
shot
try
the
to do?
RPG.
How did it happen?
Who are my
Because
guys?
I think you don't know anything about him.
Who's that? Who's Jackson
Tell me,
Alvarez?
So who is
Who's
Oscar
Jackson
Perez?
Alvarez? You have
Tell
no
me, who
idea.
is Oscar Perez? How did he get blown up? Tell me.
No, tell me, who's Jackson
No,
Alvarez?
you're talking rubbish. You don't
No,
know
I'm
anything
not
about the
talking
Venezuelan
rubbish.
issue.
You wanna
That's
talk
just
and say
proving
this
it.
guy's
That's
a
just
hero
proving it,
and these
Jordan.
guys are not.
You don't even know who Oscar Perez is.
I know exactly who he is.
Who is
He
he?
was
Then
blown
tell
up by
me.
an RPG. He was on a cell phone. I know exactly who he is.
Okay, so then why did it take me 10 times of naming him for you to acknowledge that
Because
before
you're trying
you
to
ever
talk
tried to
over
do
me.
Operacion
You're trying to talk over me.
Gedeon, he'd been killed by the
You're
regime?
trying to talk over me, man. You're not giving me
Okay.
a chance to talk. You're not.
Okay.
You have your agenda and you're trying to push it.
I don't have an agenda. My
So what's
agenda is
your
actually
agenda?
the same
My
as the
guys
one
are
that
all
you're
bad.
supposedly pushing,
My
Jordan.
Venezuelans are all bad. Got
Jordan.
it.
Okay,
They're
listen.
all bad guys.
Now listen.
Let me tell you something, man. You want to know why Americans they don't care anymore about Venezuela? Do you know why?
I've
because
said
of
it.
this.
I've said
Men
it, Jordan.
who die for your you guys don't even honor Venezuelans who die for your country. You don't even honor these guys.
Jordan,
You don't even care. You're
Jordan,
like, oh,
that's the
these
thing.
guys
You're
These guys
speaking.
were crazy.
Jordan,
We're not
listen.
allowed to. No, let
Jordan.
me finish, bro. These guys, we're not allowed to like them because CNN says they're bad, and because Fox News, the American news stations say they're bad. We're not allowed to honor these fallen Venezuelans, right? Because that's what you've been indoctrinated to believe.
Jordan, you don't know what you're
That's
talking
it,
about.
man.
I'm sorry to tell you.
Your whole country doesn't.
You don't know
honor
what
these
you're talking
guys.
about. You
Except
don't know
for
who
the
you're talking to. You don't know who you're
small
talking to.
percentage
So,
of guys
okay.
in my Twitter who say thank you for trying.
Okay.
Everybody talks. Everybody has a podcast and talks. You guys actually tried. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm sorry, man, but that's
Okay.
the truth. How old
Now.
are you?
Now.
How old are you? No. How old are
Irrelevant.
you?
Irrelevant to the interview. Now,
Very relevant. How old
it's
are you,
really
man?
not.
How old are
31.
you?
Completely irrelevant.
31,
Now, listen.
exactly. You're a
Jordan.
leftist, right? You
Yeah,
believe
definitely,
that
100%.
everything can be done through talking.
Jordan,
Is
you're
that
making a
right?
fool out of yourself because you don't know who you're
I
speaking
think you're
to.
the one making the fool
You
out of
don't know
yourself.
who you're speaking
acting
to.
like
So
you know what's
instead of
going on and you have no idea, and you won't let me talk.
instead of making
You have it. You
accusations
have your
that are
narrative,
just
then
going
just
to
push
be that are just going to be laughed by my audience because you don't know who I am, I'd listen. Instead of
Yes.
that, instead
Let
of
me tell
trying
you
to
something,
instead of
man.
trying to
Juan
infer that
Guaido
you know what I think
and
when you
Lester
don't know who I
Toledo
am and you
and all
don't
these
follow
guys
my
are
content
patriots,
and you
right?
don't know what my opinions are, how about you actually let me tell you? Because you've
you're supposed to be
conflated.
interviewing me, man.
Yes, but this is the thing. You're now saying that I'm a leftist.
I
You
have
don't
no
even know who I
idea.
am.
I have no idea. Have you ever served in the army?
No.
Okay, man.
Okay, now, Jordan, you're conflating two issues. Two things can be true at the same time. One, you can think that people who tried to liberate Venezuela, for example, even Oscar Perez, I was a big critic of Oscar Perez while he was still alive because I thought he was a showman paid by the Chavismo regime because what he was doing was completely ridiculous from a strategic standpoint. And then he ended up dying. And then I realized that actually he was a guy that tried to do something, but he did it in the worst possible way. Okay. So then I made a video apologizing for not believing him. However, two things can be true at the same time. I can think that the people, the Venezuelans who got aboard that vessel, eight of them who lost their life because of it, Jordan, 8 of them who died because of it, or the ones who are still arrested to this day because of it, Jordan.
Check it out.
I
what
can
exactly
still,
were we
Jordan,
trying to achieve?
if you let me finish my point, then you can speak as much as you want.
What were we trying to achieve, man? Like what?
Jordan,
what was
if you let me finish my point, then you can speak as much as you want.
What was the objective?
Because right now we're speaking past each other because you don't know anything about me.
Man.
I do know quite a lot about you. That's the difference in our positions.
Do you want to learn about what actually happened, or do you want to tell me what happened? You tell me what happened. You tell me what happened with Operation Gedeon, man. You let me know.
Can I finish my point, Jordan? Can I finish my point?
No. Tell me. You tell me what happened. I'm
okay,
here.
can I finish my point, Jordan?
I don't even know what your point is, dude.
That's because you're not listening. You're too focused on
listen to
just
me either.
arguing without knowing who you're speaking to.
Arguing?
You won't let me finish
You say my guys are
point.
crazy. Like, what are you talking about? I'm going to defend
You've
my men.
said that, Jordan.
You're not a soldier.
Jordan,
you're
you've
never
said
fight for
that.
your country.
You've said that. When did I say your guys were crazy,
You're one of many
Jordan?
Venezuelans who talk and talk.
Jordan,
and talk
when did I say your guys were
never gonna do
crazy?
anything, man.
When did
Ever.
I say your guys were crazy?
That's what you've been.
When did I say it, Jordan? Jordan,
You
be very
implied it. That's an
specific.
implication,
You're a serious
bro.
person,
That's the
right? You're a serious person.
implication, right?
When did I
These
say
guys
that?
had 8 rifles and 2 boats.
That is your fault, Jordan. You were the mastermind of it. That's your fault, not theirs. That's your fault.
What is, idiot?
That's my point. That's my point. That
What's
you
your
sent
point?
these guys out to
What's
die and get captured by the Chavimo
What's the
regime
mission?
with no weapons while
What's the
you were in
mission,
America.
stupid?
That's my
What's the
point,
mission?
Jordan.
What's the mission? You can't even answer that.
You sent them with no
What's
guns
the
to try
mission?
and
You have no
overthrow
idea.
the Chavista
You
regime.
have no idea what
You
the
see,
mission is.
you're complete.
clueless.
You're in your own world.
You're clueless.
Man, you're in
And
your
you won't
own
even
world.
ask me.
You're in your own world. You're not even
Ask
listening
me.
to what I'm saying.
No, you are in your own planet, dude. Here's the bottom line. I have the evidence. You don't.
Okay,
You have
the
these
evidence,
ideas in
the
your
evidence
dream
so
world.
far, the only you have seen, Jordan.
Oh, what's the last thing I put on my website for evidence? What's the last thing?
I don't know. You tell me. What is it?
Yeah, exactly. Because
What
who
is
gives
it?
a shit, right?
I'm
You're
asking you.
pushing
What
your
is it?
agenda.
What
Who
is
cares?
it? What is it?
I don't know. That's your job to go see it. It's not my job
If
to
I'm
tell
asking you, what evidence have you presented,
check
you
it
should
out,
then
man,
say,
for
oh, well,
yourself
I've
on
told you
Twitter.
this, I've shown
It's not
this,
my
I've
job
proven
to
this.
help you.
So it's not
That's
your
your job
job
to
to it's
research.
not your job
Your
to make
job
yourself
is to
look like a
research.
credible
That's your
person
job
and
to
not someone
research.
who's trying to avoid the responsibility over an absolutely failed and disastrous mission
Okay,
that is
check it out,
potentially
bro.
going to
I
land you
take
in jail
responsibility for
and that
that,
you're
but the whole
currently
thing was
trying to
sabotage.
fundraise
You know what
off
I'm
of the
saying?
Venezuelan crisis. Once again,
What do
it's
you
not
care?
your
You
job
don't
to
care
make
about
yourself
Venezuela.
look
You're trying
like
to
a
get
credible
views.
person, Jordan.
You're here trying to get clicks. Look at you.
I don't need you to get clicks. You need me to get clicks. You need me to get clicks, Jordan, not the other way around.
You're going to get views, bro. Don't
This is
worry.
going to be
You
your
don't need
most,
a shit.
Jordan, this
Look,
is going to be
I
your
am more
most
Venezuelan
viewed
than you.
interview to
You
date,
understand?
and you're
This is
wasting
not an
it.
interview.
You're
It's-
wasting
tell
it,
me.
man. You're
Talk to me.
wasting
Let me
it.
know what happened.
Okay,
Tell me
now.
what happened.
Okay, now.
Tell me what happened. Read it off a CNN article, and you tell me what happened.
Now, Jordan, once again, just out of
You're a really
respect,
courageous guy, bro.
just out of respect to the
Courage.
audience,
Courage of a lion.
let's try and be adults. Can you?
Oh, really? Well, hey, man, takes 2 to tango. If you want to try
Okay,
to talk
I
over
won't
me, I'm gonna
interrupt
talk over
you. I won't interrupt you. I'll let you finish your points, and then you grant me the same courtesy. Is that okay?
Oh, do you want to take the moral high ground? Are we?
It's not moral high ground. It's showing respect for the audience that's watching
Dude,
this,
you keep
and that isn't
freaking out
gaining
on me.
anything out
You
of
keep
value
trying
of
to
two
talk over
people
me. Here you
shouting
go
at each
again.
other.
You just want to talk over me and talk over me.
You're making accusations.
You want me
I'm
to
saying,
like,
I'm
ask you
saying,
questions?
I'm saying.
This is ridiculous.
Are you going to have a normal conversation?
Are you going to have a normal conversation?
Yes, 100%.
Really?
Say what you have to say. Finish your point, then I'll answer. Go ahead.
By all means. Your point is I'm this horrible, terrible mercenary because guys died. Got it. Got it, man. I'm this horrible, terrible mercenaries. I got all these guys killed. Cool. Great. So what am I doing here, man? What do you want to know?
Okay.
What do you want to know?
Again, Jordan, you're stating something that I haven't said. You're saying it. I haven't said it. Now.
Okay, man. Look, I don't want to do the verbal gymnastics. I'm here to
so
tell
then
you
stop
what
putting
happened
words in
and
my
show you
mouth,
evidence.
Jordan. It's very
Can I
simple.
speak? What
So stop
happens
putting
to-
words
let's-
in my mouth.
Just show respect and let's speak like
Stop
adults.
putting
What
words
happened?
in my
Fell
mouth.
apart quick,
That's not
huh?
very respectful to put words in my mouth.
Respectful?
Yes.
I think what's not respectful is the fact that you have no respect for these guys who died trying to liberate their country. I think that's really disrespectful.
Again, you're
And I think
saying
it's
something that
cowardly.
I've never said, Jordan. My criticism is of you, not of them. You were the mastermind. You're the person that's still alive, that's
You
still
know what?
free
I was
for
the
now.
only dude that you guys had given it a shot with his own money.
And you
the
failed
only person
miserably. And you failed miserably. And 8 people
it was
lost their
sabotage,
lives,
bro.
and many more lost their
It
freedom
was
because of it.
sabotaged. You obviously don't know anything about.
Okay, let's get to the
real-world
sabotage
combat.
then. Who sabotaged it, Jordan?
Do you think that we always win? Yeah, are you familiar with Operation Red Wings?
Jordan,
So all those SEALs
Jordan,
are scumbags.
again, you're putting
No,
words
let
in
me
my mouth.
finish.
You're putting
All
words in my
those
mouth.
SEALs are terrible guys because they failed Operation Red Wings. Is that right? You don't know anything, man. You're not a soldier. You have no clue. You're a guy with a podcast who has a big following, who thinks he understands. You weren't there. You don't want to listen to me. You don't have any evidence except for what's in the mainstream media. So what are we doing here? You don't. You want me to be the bad guy. I get it. I'm the bad guy. It's my operation. I'm the commander. I didn't foresee the fact that I'd have to fight 4 countries. Do you understand? 2 intelligence agencies.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, right.
You said,
Oh,
you said,
God.
you said,
Oh, here we
you
go.
said, Jordan, I'm going to give you a chance to say whatever you want to say. This is
Yeah,
going to
sure,
be
yeah,
your
bro.
most viewed interview so far. So why are you wasting it? If you want to advance
Look,
your
man,
narrative and you want to
enough,
expose people
enough.
responsible
I don't want to do. Look, I
within
don't know
the
who you're
Venezuelan
working
position,
for.
why
I don't
not
know
just
who
take advantage
exactly
of it and answer questions, Jordan?
You're not answering my questions, man.
You haven't asked me
Let
any.
me ask you one simple question. What was the entire point of the operation?
According to you, to liberate Venezuela.
Oh, wow. That's a pretty big mission statement, right? Like, what's the real, what were we trying to achieve?
To overthrow the
tactical mission? That's a strategic mission.
Chavismo regime.
So that's a
To
strategic
capture Maduro.
mission.
Capture
No, hold
Maduro.
on. That's a strategic mission. What's a tactical mission?
Well, that's a problem.
Right,
The tactical
no
mission
idea.
of someone.
I don't know.
Jordan, the
What's a
tactical
tactical
mission.
mission?
The tactical. This is where we get into the whole issue of it.
Yeah, let's go.
The
What was it,
tactical
bro?
mission of someone who, on the 28th of March,
Let's
must
start
have
here.
heard.
No, let's start here. What's the difference between tactics and strategy? What's the difference?
Jordan, I'm not a military expert.
Okay, I thought you were.
I've never
What's the
claimed to
difference
be
between
one.
Tactics and strategy.
I've
Because
never
you talk
claimed
about
to be
strategy.
one. I've never claimed to be one.
Sure you did.
But
You
I'm
said,
saying
well,
if we're talking
from strategy standpoint, that's not right. Well, what do you know, man?
Okay, well, I'll
I thought you
explain.
were a
I'll
military
explain to you what I
strategist.
know,
Apparently you are.
Jordan. Again, you're speaking to yourself. You're not letting
No, I'm
me
talking
answer.
to you,
You're not
bro.
letting
You're
me
right
say
there.
anything. Okay, now.
I think this is the whole thing with, like, generationally speaking. Your generation knows everything but has done nothing.
Okay. Jordan, on the 28th of March, Diosdado Cabello exposed the plan on his TV show. 28th of March, nearly 2 months before you tried to carry out.
Okay, specifically, what was it?
He presented a comprehensive overview of the exile camps where you were training in Colombia with the names of the Venezuelans and all Americans that were involved. On the 20th of March.
When were we going to strike? When? Did it say?
No, you know that. However,
No.
he already knew.
Did it
He already
say in
knew
the-
that there
did it
was a
say?
plan.
No, here's
He
the
already
thing,
knew
you're a
there was a plan.
strategist.
He knew about the
Let me
camps. He knew
finish.
about the people
Did it
involved.
say in the paperwork? Did it say in the paperwork?
In the paperwork showed by Diosdado, or the paperwork you had?
Yeah. When did he say? What was the date that we were going to attack?
I'm not sure. You tell me.
Exactly. No, I'm asking you. You're the
But he
strategist.
exposed.
Okay,
He
the other part is this.
He exposed
Where?
the people
Where
involved.
are we going to attack? Do you think for 1 second that when I'm rolling in Iraq in a strike force, that the people in that neighborhood, that AQIZ doesn't know how many people we have, the weapons we have, and our task org? Do you understand? What
Jordan.
he gave was just what every Taliban AQIZ knows about us. It's nothing.
Jordan,
It's
the difference.
information.
There's
You
one small
understand?
difference. There's one
Because
small
if you don't
difference.
understand,
Jordan, there's one
we
small
can go
difference.
through that again.
In Iraq and Afghanistan, you had the full backing of the most powerful military in the world. In the Venezuelan mission,
No, that's not true.
That
is simply
you had a
untrue.
dozen rifles.
Listen, man.
You had a dozen
when I'm
rifles
in
for
a
50
valley,
guys.
and it's me, and it's
That's a
12
small difference,
dudes.
Jordan.
No, listen. No, it's not. No, it's not. When it's me and it's 12 dudes. Well, you tell me. You've been to Iraq, right? And Afghanistan. You let me know, military strategist. Because
Jordan,
when
once
it's just
again, what
guys
you're
on the
doing is
phone,
an appeal to
what do we
authority
have?
that doesn't
Do we have
answer the
full
questions that people have about this.
Okay, do we have the full backing of the United States military and special operations? Do we have
No,
that?
not in special operations.
Okay, well, I guess you're wrong about that then, right?
Yeah, but the difference is that you're in a war
there's
zone
no
that has been
difference.
designated as such by the
no
American government. In
Let's put it like
Venezuela,
this too,
you
man.
stated
Let me put it like this
that
too.
you had the backing of the Trump
put it like
admin.
this.
However, you
Absolutely,
couldn't.
100%.
Okay. Yet you couldn't
100%.
even. Okay.
Yeah.
Yet you couldn't even get Juan Guaido to pay you the retainer.
For what? The 1.5?
Yeah.
Well, that was
So
for
if you-
JJ Rendon to pay.
Yes, but if you
that's
had
for
the
JJ
backing,
Rendon to pay.
okay, if
right?
you had the backing of the Trump admin to do
understand?
what you were doing, and you
listen,
knew
man,
that you
stop.
didn't have the funding necessary to
If
arm
the
your
United
guys
States
and
government-
to
check it
train
out.
them and to even
Let me-
feed them, a lot of them were malnourished,
finish?
according to the reports made by The Guardian.
Can I talk? I love
if
to
you
talk.
didn't have the funding, why didn't you contact
talk or
someone
no?
in the Trump admin to say, listen, I've not even been paid my
what?
retainer?
Because I don't need it, man. What do I need $1.5 million for?
So then why ask for it, Jordan, to begin with?
Because
Do you understand how ridiculous that sounds?
Right? Well,
Do you understand how ridiculous that sounds?
Be, man? What is this going to be? This is just you're an angry guy.
You got your lawyer to send you got your lawyer to send Juan Guaido a letter demanding the 1.5 mil. You sent irate text messages to J. Rendon demanding the 1.5 mil. Yet now you're saying, "Oh, I didn't need it." That's why I didn't get in touch with the Trump team because I didn't need it.
Did I need it? I'm agreeing.
Well, apparently you did need it because the operation was a miserable failure, Jordan. So apparently you did.
Because real Venezuelans kicked in. Do you understand? No, you don't understand, do you? Real Venezuelans who actually care about Venezuela, who aren't comfortable.
Like Clivet Alcala, right? Like Clivet Alcala.
What they're talking about.
Like Clivet Alcala, right?
What? He didn't kick in anything. He was broke.
No, but Clivet Alcala is a real Venezuelan, according to you, right? He's a hero.
He is, yeah.
He's someone that spent, he's someone that spent a decade benefiting and profiting from the drug trade with the Chavismo regime.
Yeah? Okay, show me that. Show me that in paper, bro.
He's been accused. Why do you think he's in jail? Why do you think he's in jail, Jordan?
Not for narco-terrorism.
He was drug trafficking. He was arming the FARC. He was arming the FARC. He was arming the FARC guerrilla, a left-wing guerrilla in Colombia. Genius.
You weren't there, bro. Were you there? I didn't see you.
Okay, well, I have as much proof as that as you have of any of the things you've stated, Jordan.
Can I explain it to you? Yeah, you want to hear it? Clivet Alcala was put in jail for selling or for aiding the FARC. That was it. No narco anything. Do you know why? Because there was no evidence.
Jordan, what do you think FARC
does? The U.S. government.
How do you think FARC funds itself, Jordan?
They couldn't do it.
How do you think FARC? How do you think FARC funds itself?
It's irrelevant. Look at the
How's it irrelevant? You've just said it has nothing to do with the drug trade, and as FARC is a drug trade funded terrorist guerrilla movement in Colombia.
Look at the indictment.
Jordan, you're ignoring what I've just said.
Look at the indictment.
You called me a leftist, yet you have no problem with Clivet Alcala. Yet you have no problem with Clivet Alcala arming a left-wing guerrilla movement in Colombia. That's fine for you.
What is?
That Clivet Alcala was arming.
No. You said he was a narco-terrorist. Okay, so show me that in the court document.
No. You said the only thing he did was arm a left-wing guerrilla group in Colombia.
No. Show it to me, man. Show it to me in the court document.
Jordan, you called me a leftist, yet you have no problem saying that Clivet Alcala is a hero, even though he armed.
It's irrelevant to you. You don't care. Okay. You don't care, man. You just reiterate everybody else's arguments without using your mind and thinking through things.
Speaking about evidence, Jordan, you know on the W Radio interview, you know when Ivan Duque got involved?
Do I what?
Do you remember when Ivan Duque got involved in your W Radio interview?
Yeah, I was there.
Okay, now, you stated on that interview that you had proof that Ivan Duque did in fact know and have a relationship with Lester Toledo. That proof was a picture, correct?
No, that proof is there's a whole lot of people who were in that room who talked about it and who heard Lester. Can I finish? Or how about you tell me, man? You let me know.
Jordan, the problem with that is those other people aren't in those seats behind you there. So that's irrelevant. I'm talking about proof in terms of things that you can show.
Sorry, man. Look,
once they show up and they are willing to give their testimony under oath in an investigation into this case, then it'll be relevant. Until then, it's completely irrelevant because you could be making them up.
Photo?
No.
The photo.
No, you're saying, Jordan, you're saying many people knew about it and many people agree with you, but those people you don't name and no one knows who they are and I haven't heard from them.
Let me know when I can talk, bro. Can I talk now?
No, you're not listening to what I'm saying.
Am I allowed to talk?
You saying many people knew about it and many people agree with me isn't proof, Jordan.
You let me know when I can talk and I'll start talking.
Okay, go ahead.
Can I talk now?
Go ahead.
Yeah, you sure? Yeah? Okay, check it out. So Duque calls in and he says, I don't even know who Lester Toledo is. I've never been on the phone call with Lester Toledo. And I said, well, that's funny because I've got a photo with Lester Toledo and Ivan Duque and Juan Guaido. That's all I said. That's what I stated. Do you understand?
Why did you share an edited picture?
No, no. Should we do that again?
Why did you share an edited picture?
And edit it? No, it's not edited.
It is edited, Jordan.
You can find it on the internet, dude.
Jordan,
Watch
the
this.
picture that you shared.
Can I drop you something?
Jordan, listen to what I'm saying.
Check it, dog. There's
Jordan,
a video with
yes,
Lester Toledo.
I have. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. Jordan, listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. There's two things that were shown by you on your Twitter timeline. One was a picture where you can see Juan Guaidó, Iván Duque, and Lester Toledo. There's a fourth guy that's being cut out on the left-hand side of the picture if you're looking at it. Lester Toledo's t-shirt has been changed as to hide the logo that he was wearing on his white t-shirt. It has been replaced with a black t-shirt. Why did you share a photoshopped image?
I didn't Photoshop it.
You are the first Google Lens result of that picture having been shared with a fake t-shirt on Lester Toledo. Yours is the first Google result.
Do you just want me to basically say that Juan Guaidó and Lester, these are good guys?
Answer the question, Jordan. Answer the question, Jordan.
Or is it Nicholas Maduro?
Why did you edit, or why did you share an edited picture?
Have you never had
somebody... Answer the question,
so your
Jordan.
Your computer is full of photos, yes? Is it full of photos? You have a lot of photos? Do people send you photos?
You're the first one that posted it, Jordan. Listen to what I'm saying.
Yes or no?
You're the first person to post it. You're the first person to post it. You're ignoring what I'm saying. You're ignoring what I'm saying. You're doing this thing that you do of speaking over when you don't have an answer to a question. You're ignoring what I'm saying. Yours is the first Google result with that edited picture having been shared. Yours.
It's not mine. I didn't take it.
So who gave it to you then? Who gave you the edited picture? Who gave you the edited picture?
A what?
Who gave you the edited picture then?
I don't know. I'd have to go back, but I have video of the same where they took
that
photo.
Now let's go to the video. I found that video, not just a still shot that you shared. I found the video. I shared it on my timeline on Twitter, and I'm going to put it in the description of this video as well. What you can see, Jordan, is, or at least what I think can be seen, is Iván Duque looking past Lester Toledo to another person that stood behind Lester Toledo. They weren't even exchanging eye contact, Lester Toledo and Iván Duque. That was in a Venezuela aid event that was full of the political class taking advantage to do their PR work. A picture or a video where the two people are in the same place when one of them is a public figure, like the president at that time of Colombia, Iván Duque, isn't proof of a relationship.
Who's Lester Toledo, bro? Who's Lester Toledo?
You're ignoring what I'm saying.
No, watch this. I'm gonna answer you. Is Lester Toledo the strategist of Nayib Bukele?
Yeah, could be said that way.
Oh man, that hurt. Is he? Yes or no?
I mean, he's some political advising. I don't know who Bukele hired or didn't.
Is he election strategist of...
Yeah, he's a political strategist, yeah.
Yes. Wow, that was brutal to get that yes out of you, man. How do you know? Was everything Photoshopped? Was it all Photoshopped with the photo with him and Nayib Bukele?
What are you talking about, Jordan? What are you talking about?
I don't know. I'm just saying, man. I think you're.
No, what are you saying?
I think you're a shill for Guaido.
What are you saying?
Lester
Toledo. A shill for Guaido.
I'm saying you're a
Jordan,
shill
you
for
don't
these guys,
know how
man.
ridiculous that
That's
sounds.
What I'm saying.
You don't know how ridiculous that sounds.
But you sure fighting for these
I'm
guys.
the biggest critic
I don't know
Juan
anything
Guaido
about
has had
since
the day he became the paper president of Venezuela. Do you understand that, Jordan?
I don't Photoshop photos, bro. But
Jordan,
certainly giving them deniability.
Jordan, listen to what I'm saying. Since the first day Juan Guaido appeared on the political scene, listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. From the first day Juan Guaido appeared as the president selected by the National Assembly in Venezuela, I have been, since that day, his biggest critic. His biggest critic.
Right. And you know
it's
what?
not irrelevant because you're calling me a shill for Guaido. At least sort out your accusations. Am I a leftist? Am I a shill for Guaido? What am I exactly, Jordan?
I'm Venezuelan. You're full of shit.
Oh yeah, you're not. The person who said that the CIA backed, the CIA sabotaged your plan. Where's the proof?
Who pays you, man?
Where's the proof, Jordan?
Who pays you?
My audience.
Go look at
Jordan,
my website, bro.
My audience.
Go look at my website.
That's why, unlike you, who doesn't get anyone to donate to his fundraiser, I actually have an audience that watches my content because I'm not a propagandist for anyone. Because people like you who start throwing accusations and start making statements while presenting no proof don't get any credibility just because you're advancing my agenda, Jordan. Just because you're advancing my agenda, I'm not going to believe what you're saying, Jordan.
Americans don't care about Venezuela. You're the reason. Americans don't care. Oh, liberate Venezuela. Yeah, we tried that, and the Venezuelans fucked us. Perfect. That's you,
I thought it was the CIA, Jordan.
Nobody cares. Yeah. Well, with the fucking CIA.
Oh, so it was the Venezuelans with the CIA.
I think that you are better served with your Venezuelan audience who believes your shtick about, oh, I want to free Venezuela, man. Then to go do that. Good luck with it. Go free
Jordan, where's your proof that the CIA sabotaged your plan?
Venezuela. That's right.
Where's your proof that the CIA sabotaged your plan, Jordan?
Look at my page, John.
I've seen it. There's no proof there that involves the CIA. The most you've tried to do is cite articles.
I thought you said you didn't see it. Wait a minute.
No. I don't know what you're talking about when you said the last thing I posted to my website. I've checked everything you've posted, Jordan.
There's a ton of proof,
I have checked every tweet, every post, every interview you've done in the past 4 years, Jordan. I prepared before doing this interview, something you didn't do. Something you didn't do, Jordan.
Did not
you cited an article, The Untold Story of Trump's failed attempt to overthrow Venezuela's president, which states in the article that you shared, in the article that you quoted the article by Wired.
Wait, what did I quote? No, don't tell me what I did.
On your Twitter account, you said, I'm about to... Listen, I'll read you the tweet. I'll read you the tweet. I'll read you the tweet.
I think you're...
You said there's a good article. You said there's a good article by Wired exposing CIA infrastructure attacks in Venezuela. That article is told
exactly, John. What is
I'm going to ask you, but first let me read the name of the article so people can go and find it themselves, Jordan. The name of the article is called The Untold Story of Trump's Failed Attempt to Overthrow Venezuela's President. This is pathetic. This is pathetic, Jordan.
You're clueless.
This is pathetic.
You don't even understand. You're told your ideas. You're told what to believe.
Okay, what do you mean then by infrastructure attacks?
What do you mean? Infrastructure attack? What's an
Depends. It could be, for example, a cyber attack affecting the electric grid. It could be many different things.
What happens when electric grid goes down?
What's your proof, Jordan? What's your proof?
What happens, bro?
What's your proof?
What happens?
What happens? You said while you were arrested.
What happens during an infrastructure attack?
You said while you were arrested.
Proof is in a Wired
so in 2024, the CIA...
They admit it. John, they admit it. Where's my proof? Are you stupid? The CIA admitted to it. Are you that
admitted
stupid?
To what?
Or are you that good a shill?
Admitted to what?
You're that good a shill. The CIA has admitted to infrastructure attacks in Venezuela. That's my proof.
Yes,
this is what they.
Proof. Yes, this is what I was.
You need
Jordan,
more proof.
This is what I was about to read.
Are you sure?
Jordan, this is what I was about to read. The article that you quote says that the CIA carried out cyber attacks to avoid military personnel to be able to get their payments. That was the extent that is mentioned in terms of cyber attacks or infrastructure attacks carried out by the CIA in the article that you quote as a good article to see the infrastructure attacks carried out by the CIA.
Tell me about power outages.
Power outages, Venezuela has over 200 per day.
Sure. So when it's admitted to me, and again, it's in black and white, but you didn't read it in black and white in an FBI 302. But hey, man, you go off whatever you need to. The CIA were conducting infrastructure attacks, power outages. This was admitted by George Betancourt in a FBI 302. Do you understand?
Jordan, do you understand that Venezuela has had the most power outages of any country in Latin America for over a decade?
Sounds good.
Do you understand that?
No, I think I understand it. But when it's a widespread grid failure...
They have been widespread grid failures, including 2019, when there was the biggest blackout in Venezuelan history, Jordan.
When George Betancourt takes credit for it, but he's actually secretly paying you, John?
What
I
are
get
you
it, man. You need to
talking
cover
about,
for 'em.
Jordan? What are you
I get it.
talking about?
I get it,
You
man.
don't even know that
totally-
Venezuela
yeah, I
has the
get it.
most
I
power
get it, bro.
outages of any
I
country
totally
in
get
the
it.
region.
Totally
And it's
get it,
because the chavismo has left
of course
every
it is.
infrastructure
Yes,
in the
of course.
country fall
And
apart.
all the USAID money, it was well accounted for, right?
USAID
Right?
has a
Is that
budget
right,
of 60
John?
billion per
Yeah?
year.
You're
60
clueless,
billion
bro.
per year, out of
You
which
are
2
about as
billion
smart as a
went
bag
to
of white hair.
Venezuela during the Juan Guaido government. You know
You're
as well
clueless.
as I do that that's a drop in the ocean.
You're 1.6 billion.
Yes, it's a drop in the ocean. An
Drop a
absolute
bucket,
drop
man.
in the ocean.
So where is it?
I know I've been making a following
is
to
it?
this. I've been making
where is
videos
it, bro?
about this. I want to get to the bottom of it because
What
I
do you
think
do?
it could
Right,
expose
you
the
wanna get to the
corruption
bottom of
of
it.
the fake opposition.
Right.
However, I'm not going to state things that I cannot yet prove. So I'm waiting until we
Look,
have
man,
more
here's
proof
the thing,
about
bro.
the USA being
yeah,
used
I-
by
you
all
don't
these
wanna- you don't wanna see
NGOs,
it.
by all these NGOs
check it out.
that are
I
owned
gave
by a
you
lot of these same
302.
political figures in
I gave you
Venezuela.
a 302. I gave you a 302. You didn't want to see it. I did so much research. I did all my research. The last thing that I posted, you didn't even look at, but you did all this research. What's wrong with you, man? Who do you
Jordan,
work for?
this is really pathetic.
Yeah,
Seriously.
it is, bro. Well done. I mean, I could have come on and I could have explained things and I could have cited my evidence, but you didn't want that.
You haven't cited any
This is
evidence
what
because you don't have any,
FBI
Jordan.
302. It's on my website. Go check it out.
What does that have
it
to
out.
do with the CIA,
CIA? What does that have
sabotaging
to do
your
with the
attempt
CIA?
to
Are you,
overthrow the
like,
government?
How smart are you, man? Let's
Two
do
things
that.
can be
Let's try
true
to
at the
get
same
over, like, a
time. The
bar of
CIA can
intelligence.
be involved in all
Let's try to
kinds
get,
of
like, the
shit,
bar of
but at the same
intelligence
time, that
raised
doesn't mean that they were involved in sabotaging Jordan
Let's do it, bro.
Goudreau.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you over like you and I talking over each other. So here's the thing. I have the evidence, but you don't want to see it. So what
Okay,
I'm
where
gonna
is
do
it? Where is
is
it?
I'm
Why
gonna
haven't you
release it on
posted
my
it? Why haven't you
webpage.
published it?
Over time. I have.
You haven't
published
published
it a bit at a time.
anything that
Because I'm
proves
not
any
gonna-
parts
why
of
would I
what you've
play your game,
said.
bro? Calm down. You're welcome for trying to liberate your country because guys like
Oh,
you
yeah,
won't do
you did a
anything about
great
it.
job,
Guys
Jordan.
like you'll talk.
A great
You'll
job.
talk. Keep talking, bro.
Yeah, you
Keep
costed
talking.
8 Venezuelans their
Keep
lives,
talking.
but great
The
job,
best thing that
Jordan. Do you
you are
want a
good at
pat
is
on the back,
talking.
Jordan?
You have
Do you want a
followers
pat on the
because you're a
back,
good
Jordan?
talker. All you're good at is talking, man. You're good at talking. Great. Good job. Keep talking.
Jordan.
Keep talking about, I want to free Venezuela, I care, all this bullshit, so that you can get ratings and make money from podcasting. You're doing a great job, Venezuelan. My guys,
Jordan, do you realize-
they had courage and they died. But you don't care. That's a joke to you. That's stupid to you. It's all about the money, baby, right?
I'm putting
It's all about
words
the
in my
money for
mouth,
you,
Jordan.
man,
This is
right?
pathetic. This is
Yeah,
pathetic,
it is,
Jordan.
but you are a absolute shill.
A shill for who?
Absolutely
A shill
work
for who?
these guys, man.
For who?
Are
I work for
you-
who?
who? I don't know, man. Who are you defending right now?
You tell
you
me.
defending,
You've changed
John?
your opinion about who I'm defending
defending?
several times.
Who are you defending? Who are you
Answer the
defending?
question.
What is
Who's
your
paying me then,
argument?
Jordan?
So what's the
Who do I
argument
work
you're
for,
trying to make?
Jordan? Who do I work
What's the
for?
argument?
Who do I work
What?
for? Who do I work for?
Who you work for?
Yeah.
You tell me.
You're the
tell
one
me.
that's saying that I work
You
for
have
someone and
the
someone's
agenda
paying
here.
me. Who?
I came on here to try to explain what happened. You have the
Jordan,
agenda.
you've stated several
no,
times that
no.
I'm a
You
shill,
have
that
the
I work
agenda.
for people.
What's
Who?
your agenda?
Who do I work for?
What's your agenda?
My
Go
agenda
fight
is
for your
exposing
country.
fakes and
Stop talking
frauds,
and
and
fight
I
for your
think that you're a
country. Oh, wait a
fake
minute,
and a
you're not going
fraud.
to.
I think you're
I'm
a
gonna fight
fake
for your
and a
country,
fraud,
right?
Jordan.
Isn't that so?
I think you
are
costed the
a parasite,
lives of
bro.
8
You
Venezuelans
are a
because you're
parasite.
incompetent
You don't know
at
what's going
planning
on.
an attempt to
You're a fool.
overthrow the Chavismo
You have no idea
regime.
what you're doing.
I think
You're
that you lied
absolutely
about
clueless.
having backing from the Trump
Clueless. Do you
administration,
want some
Jordan.
evidence?
And I think
Do you
that
want any
because of
evidence at
that,
all? No, you don't want evidence. You just wanna argue.
50 guys
just wanna
plus
argue, right?
with
You
10
just wanna-
rifles, Jordan. That's why. I think
go, bro.
you're a fake, Jordan.
No, I think you're a fake.
That's
I think
my
you are a
that's my
fraud.
objective right now.
I think you're an absolute fraud.
Okay.
Ever in the
A fraud
military?
to what?
No.
For me to be a
You're
fraud, I'd have
fraud.
to be
You work for one
defrauding
guy doing the
someone. Who am I
boys, bro.
defrauding if you don't
work
even
for
know who
one
my
guy to-
audience
I
is,
tell you
Jordan?
what,
You don't even
let's
know
do
who my
this.
what my
Why don't you
opinions are.
fly over here and we can do this in person?
No, you could
Because
fly
you're not
over
gonna
here.
be
Oh
so
wait,
badass
you
in
can't
person.
because you can't
You're
leave
not
the
gonna be such a
country,
tough
can
guy
you,
in
Jordan?
person, are you?
You can't
Here,
leave
when
the
you can just
country,
do
can you,
this,
Jordan?
This is all about you. This is
Yeah.
you, bro. All talk. All show, no go, baby.
But
You don't
so
have the
far,
guts.
that's been
You're a
exactly what you've
coward.
done.
You're the typical.
So
I'm
far,
gonna
that's
talk,
exactly
I'm
what
gonna
you've
talk,
done. All
I'm gonna
talk, no
talk.
show.
You are
Getting
a
into
coward,
fights
bro.
with Lichter Toledo.
Absolute
Where's the
coward.
proof? Why can't you publish the discussions,
I
the
am.
videos, and the
I
audios?
did it. You didn't
No,
even see
you
it.
haven't
You didn't even
posted
see it,
any
you
that
stupid
involve
idiot. Oh,
Lichter
no, not the
Toledo.
shade.
Where are they? Where are they?
Not the shade.
Where are they?
You are a monkey, man.
Where are the
You're a paid
videos and the
monkey.
audios with Lichter
Check it
Toledo?
out.
Jordan,
Here's
where are
what
they?
we'll do. You can like hang up and go about your business because you don't want
Jordan,
answers.
tell me. Where are
You
they?
don't want answers, bro.
Where are they?
You don't want answers.
Answer what?
You're not even asking real questions. You don't want
Okay.
answers.
Okay,
So
my
you
real
have-
question is,
have a good
you
time
said that you have
with your
evidence
life
to expose
and
Lichter Toledo,
stay-
right?
Stay on your knees, bro. Oh wait, you live in the UK, one of the safest countries in the world. Stay safe, buddy. See ya. Have a good one.
Pathetic.
You're a coward. You're a
Pathetic.
coward.
Pathetic.
You're a coward.
Jordan,
Venezuela. I saw your photo with the muscles. Come over here and let's have it in person, bro.
No, you can come
No?
over here, but you
No,
can't because you can't leave the
Come over
country,
here,
can you,
bro.
Jordan?
Come on, tough guy. Where's
Can't
the
leave the
muscles?
country, can you,
No
Jordan?
muscles, right? Yeah, come on.
This is pathetic.
You're the idiot who wanted to do this. This is your idiot show.
I've asked you a question. Why
This
not
is your
expose
idiot show.
Lichter Toledo?
I tried to answer, but you answered for me.
In
You don't want
2017,
evidence,
I tried to expose Lichter Toledo. I think he's a fraud. Why don't you do it if you have the proof?
Oh, give me a break. Yeah, you did. Didn't try very hard, did you?
Well, actually, at the end of the interview I did with him, he made a promise in which he said, I risk all my reputation and my credibility that the regime isn't going to make it to the 1st of January of 2018. And to this day, he's mocked because of that statement.
Okay, look.
But I don't have proof of him being corrupt. You apparently do. So why don't you publish them?
I have
So
so
publish
much
them.
proof. But here's the deal. You won't even look at my page. I just published like 5 sentences. And you're like, it says CIA. That's not proof. Are you insane? Are you? No, you're not. You're a shill. I have to remember that you're a shill. I have to remember that.
Jordan, what if I said
Look,
that
man,
you're a CIA
we're not
ops?
getting anything done.
I think
so-
you're a CIA ops.
Yeah, that's okay. Cool, bro. Appreciate that.
Yeah, but I have
With
as
one
much proof
difference.
for that.
Yeah,
I have
one
as much
difference.
proof for
Here's
that
the
as you
difference,
have
bro.
for your statements.
I actually tried
see
to
how that
liberate
works?
your country because you were too scared to do it.
Because you
you're
wanted $200
not
million.
very good at anything.
Because you
Yeah,
wanted
exactly.
you wanted $200
Yeah.
million. That's why.
Show me where it is, man.
You didn't get it because you didn't do it, Jordan.
Show me where it is.
That's
Show me
usually
where
how
is.
it works.
I didn't get anything.
If you don't do a job, you
Well,
don't
look,
get the money.
I don't think like.
Welcome
I don't
to the real
think
world.
That Venezuela. I don't really think you're Venezuelan.
No, I'm not.
I think you're probably like I don't know where you're
Yeah.
from, but it ain't Venezuela.
Yeah. Figure
Your
it
blood
out.
is
Let me
like,
know.
Your blood is like blue, man. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're a fake. You're a
Yeah.
fraud, and you're a coward who won't fight for his country and protects all these scumbags in Venezuela. That's who you are.
And
Yeah,
you're
with a
someone who
smile on
sent
your
8
face,
people
you
to
say it.
die to get
With a
$200
smile on your
million, Jordan.
face, you say it,
You
man.
sent 8
There it is,
people to
right
die to
there.
get $200 million,
You're a
Jordan.
coward.
That's who you are.
No, okay, sounds good, bro. I paid my own money to do what we did.
You
in
wanted
Venezuela.
$200 million, Jordan. You didn't want to
Hey, look,
spend your own money,
listen.
Jordan.
Listen, we are not getting anywhere. You don't care.
Because you
I
don't
mean,
answer
you're
any of my
working for
questions. You
Toledo
don't answer
or
any of my
Guido
questions.
or whatever.
Why
You wanna
don't you
further
expose
destroy
Lichter Toledo
whatever
if you have the
semblance of,
information,
you know,
Jordan? It's a very simple
Venezuelan
question.
Hope is about.
Why
I've
don't
asked
you
several simple
expose
questions.
Lichter Toledo,
Hey,
Jordan?
watch this. Watch this, bro. Let me ask you a question. Answer it. What was the point of the mission? What was the tactical objective of the mission?
We've gone back to the same
No
thing we
idea,
were speaking about an hour
No
ago.
idea. You're like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Oh, so
They don't
what
have
was
the
it
script
then?
for that. Lester didn't write the script for me.
No, but
think
you
you're a
said
fraud,
you said
dude.
that you have
You're
information that can
You're
expose
a
Lichter Toledo.
podcaster who pretends to care about Venezuela for
Jordan,
clicks.
once again,
for
you're just
cash.
making a fool out of yourself
No,
because
no,
you
no, I
don't know
think that's
anything
you.
about me, yet you've
I
spent
know
the
everything
past
about
half an
you.
hour.
I'm learning it right
you
now.
spent the past
You
half an
had the
hour throwing
opportunity to
accusations
question a
against
guy
me.
who knows and has evidence. You
What's
chose
the
not to.
evidence then? I'd love to see it.
Okay, can I have time to get it?
Of
Or is
course.
that? Well, right now I was supposed to be on an interview. Might take me a little bit.
Part
And
of
like
the
I said to you,
part of the
I'm gonna-
interview is showing proof of what you say.
What? Of what?
Jordan, just one question, just one. You
Nah,
said
let me ask you.
you
No,
said
no,
in an
I'm gonna ask
interaction
you.
with
I'm done your
Lichter
question.
Toledo.
Let me ask you a question.
You
bro.
said in an interaction
Let
with
me ask
Lichter
you a question.
Toledo that you have videos and audios that can expose him. Why not publish them?
I'm waiting.
For what? Lichter Toledo isn't
you're the
CIA. He's
strategist.
not FBI.
You're the strategist, bro.
So why waiting?
You
Waiting
tell
for
me,
what?
you're the
Waiting for
strategist.
what?
You tell me. What am I?
So
what
you
could I
just
possibly be
expect
waiting
people
for?
to take your word
Use
for
your
it.
brain.
Jordan,
Yeah,
you
use
just
your
expect
mind.
people to
I know
take
this
your
is
word
a
for it.
jump. but you have to use your mind sometimes. And you have to like deduce and think, why would I be holding on to it?
Because you have a fundraiser to pay for your legal costs, and because you want to make it to seem like the only way that they arrested
you
you,
mean
the only
the
reason they
fundraiser
arrested you
that's
is because of a whole
$100
complot against Donald Trump in
Hands
which you
up
were
if you've
involved.
ever tried to liberate Venezuela.
That's what you're trying
Hands
to do.
up.
You're trying to
Yep.
make it seem
Hands
like the
up.
only reason you were arrested is because of the whole plot against Donald Trump.
Your narrative is
You're
like
using
scam
the
narrative.
shield
Your
of
entire
the plot
narrative
against Trump
is a
to try
scam
and
narrative,
try and defend
You
yourself,
are
Jordan.
a total shill.
You're using the shield of the corruption that in fact exists within the
absolutely not.
intelligence agencies
Nope,
in America
absolutely
to
not,
try and
bro. They have
exculpate
it.
yourself.
So here's the thing. When you air this, and I hope you do.
Of
When
course,
the
it's coming
evidence
out
comes
tonight, Jordan. It's
You are
coming
gonna
out
look
tonight.
like a total clown, bro.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a big old nose on your thing.
Oh, Jordan, you don't have a clue, man.
Buddy,
You don't have a clue.
I can't wait, man.
And this is such a wasted opportunity,
Anyway,
and I'll
it
tell you
is.
why.
I think you're a waste of skin. I think you're
I'll
a total
tell you why,
scumbag.
Jordan.
I think you're up there with Juan Guaido.
You
and
had,
Lester
you had the chance
have a
to
good one,
reach
bro.
your niche
by all means,
audience.
hang up.
Your niche audience in Venezuela. You
Hang
had a
up,
chance
man.
to reach them with this interview.
No, there's no this for you is divisive, and this helps them. This helps the regime, and this helps Guaido and Toledo. This helps them.
So once again, I am the
understand?
biggest critic of people like Juan Guaido and Lester Toledo.
not,
If
man.
you knew anything
You
about
just-
me, you'd know
You
this.
just say you are, man. Why? Because
I'm the person
you
that has the
talk bad
biggest
about them.
platform that's
You
been
are-
criticizing him from
you
day
are
one.
Absolute.
Because of that.
You're what?
Jordan,
are you
because of
familiar
that.
with psyops?
Jordan, because of
You're
that.
the counter narrative, man.
Yeah, you're
the
a psyop
controlled
too, Jordan. I think
counter-narrative,
you're a
buddy.
psyop. Do you see
You're
how
a
this works? We
controlled
can both throw out
counter-narrative, man.
accusations.
You're the
We can
but you
both
don't
make
matter.
accusations
you're
with no
never gonna,
proof.
You're the controlled opposition.
Yeah,
bro.
we can both make
the controlled
accusations without
opposition.
showing any proof, and they're equally valid, Jordan.
You've showed me no proof of anything.
You
didn't
neither.
even read the contract.
I've given you an hour. You
didn't
haven't
read the
proven anything.
contract.
You haven't
said
shown me
you were
anything.
prepared. You said you didn't read my latest evidence drop. So what are we talking about?
Your latest
are you
evidence
talking
drop that is just saying that the CIA sabotaged you. Is that
How many
evidence? Is that
missions have you
proof?
failed in the military?
Well, at
How many
least I'm
missions?
not responsible for 8
many
people
missions have you
dying
failed in the
while I
military?
was too
Because
busy
soldiers,
taking
we
a
fail
video
missions.
saying that the operation was
reality.
working out
We
perfectly
fail
well.
missions.
At least that wasn't me.
Just-
That wasn't
I
me
need
in
a
that
real
video,
journalist,
Jordan.
you know? If
Where
anywhere
were
in
you when 8
Venezuela,
men
so
were
I'm
dying?
speaking to real
Jordan, when you
Venezuelans
sent
now, not
8
this
men to their
imbecile.
death, where were you?
This guy's an
Where
absolute
were you,
imbecile.
Jordan?
I'm
When you
speaking to
sent
any
8 guys
Venezuelan
to their
journalist
death
who want
with
a
no
real interview,
weapons, no
hit
support,
me up,
no
because this guy is
backing,
an absolute
no
shill
backing.
and a
Where were
clown.
you, Jordan?
I mean,
where were you?
I'll talk to any valid
Jordan, where were you?
journalist. This guy's
Where
a
were
moron.
you?
Where was I? I'm right here. I'm in Florida.
No,
You wanna
when
visit?
you sent 8 guys to die with no weapons, no
tell you
support,
what,
and no
man,
funding,
let me
where
put it this
were
way.
you? Where were you?
Let's part here and call it good. But the invitation's open if you want to come here, and we can do some. I don't know. You look like a tough guy, like a telephone tough guy, like a podcast Power Ranger. You know, you're a real tough guy when you're hiding behind your mic. Anytime you want to come across the pond, by all means. But this is going nowhere. So have a good one, buddy. I wish you luck in your endeavor of making lots of money in podcasting, because you sure don't care about Venezuela, buddy.
Do you want to do a staring contest, or are you going to hang up?
You're not here, man. I'm sure you outweigh me by like 40 pounds, but you're not.
Jordan, I opened this interview by stating that you've received
No,
3 bronze
you're not.
stars
This
in
is not
Iraq
an
and
interview,
Afghanistan.
man. You're not letting me answer
At no
questions.
point have I said that you're not tough, that you weren't
No, but you're
heroic
doing
in
this
the
thing where
military.
you're,
I've
like,
never said
trying to
that.
do the-
You've spent the past half an
You win,
hour
bro.
attacking me personally.
You
I
win.
haven't. I've been
You
attacking
win, buddy.
your statements.
No, you have
I've been
attacked
attacking
me.
your
Okay,
arguments.
so when you say all these horrible things, those aren't attacks. They're absolute attacks.
You're
So,
saying that I don't
online,
care
man,
about
hey,
Venezuela. You're saying that I'm
fill
a
it out,
shill,
buddy.
that I'm paid, that I don't
win.
care about Venezuelans
If
that
anybody
died
in
trying to
Venezuela
liberate
wants
the
a real
country.
interview, let me know. This guy's a shill. Continue to follow him. I'm sure he's going to make lots of money in his podcast.
Okay. Best of luck with the trial, Jordan.
Likewise,
I hope
buddy.
you
Have a
managed
good
to
one,
get
man.
some
Keep
donations,
fooling-
Jordan.
Keep fooling your audience.
Best of
You're a
luck.
scumbag.
Best of luck.